Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Students, how are you? Students, we welcome all of you in our Famam Education channel. Dear students, today we have a new topic in basic cost accounting, in which we are going to introduce a new chapter, cost accounting cycle. Students, let's start to move our new topic introductions in deeply manner. The student, it is requested before all of you, please, you should participate in this topic attentively. So, let's move our topic slide, which is in front of you at your screen. Student, this is a slide which is showing the introduction about the cost accounting cycle. Let's start to explain this introduction before you in your screen. Introduction: an accounting cycle is the function in which all of the accounting activities, from the recording of transactions up to the preparation of financial statements, which are repeatedly performed in every accounting period. Cost accounting cycle may be defined as cost accounting cycle embraces activities connected with verification and preparation of source documents, their journalizing, then posting to control accounts and subsidiary ledgers, closing of accounts, and presenting results of operations of accounting period in the form of income statement. Students, in this definition, there is a word accounting period. Now we explain this word in below. Accounting periods means the time period covered by an income statement. For extent, reporting a period of 12 months is adopted as an accounting period. 1 year is too long to be effective for internal management. Therefore, generally, cost accounting department prepares income statement on monthly basis. This is the meaning of accounting period. Now students, process cost and revenues through cost accounting cycle. In a cost accounting system, following control accounts are used to record the flow of costs and sales revenue. Number 1, materials control account. This is the account in which we have to deal about the stock of material which are purchased, which are used in the production, and those materials which are defective to again return to supplier, as well as those materials which are unused in the production process and return to storeroom. All the dealings are connect with material control account. Payroll. Secondly, payroll control account. This is the account in which we have to deal all the services which are provided by the industry, like as direct or indirect labor wages, as well as selling, salaries, and admin salaries, which are dealt in payroll control account. The third is factory overhead control. Factory overhead control means all those expenses which are occurred in factory which are not belong to the direct materials and direct labors. These expenses are dealt with factory overhead control, in which factory rent, depreciation of plant, utilities bill, prepaid insurance, etc. are the subsidiary accounts which are dealt in factory overhead control here. Factory overhead applied account. Student, this is the account in which we have to apply the factory overhead expenses with the help of predetermined rate. The fifth is work in process control account. Student, this is the account in which we have to deal direct material and direct labor cost, as well as FH cost here. Finished goods control account. When this is the sixth account in which we have to face all those production which are complete in factory and transfer to the godown to sell. This production is converted into the finished goods control account. Cost of goods sold control account. This is the account, a part of finished goods which are ready to sell in the market is converted into cost of goods sold control account. After that, the eighth account is sales control account. This is the account in which we have to deal goods which are sold in the market in the form of cash sales and credit sales. Students, the ninth, sales overhead control account. Number 10, administration overhead control account. Sales overhead control account mean all those expenses which are occurred at the time of selling the goods. These expenses are charged in sales overhead control account. The number 10 is administration overhead control account. This is the account in which all admin expenses which are occurred in office or head office, these expenses are charged to the administration overhead control account. Friends, the number 11 is income summary account, to close account of expenses and revenue at the end of the accounts year. All the accounts which are finalized, like as sales, cost of goods sold, control, sales overhead control account, administration overhead control account, is finalized in income summary account. Now students, these are the main accounts which are operate in cost accounting cycle. With the exception of sales control account, all of the other control accounts involved in cost accounting cycle are either assets accounts representing inventories or expenses accounts. Common feature of assets and expenses account is that an increase in the account in recorded by a debit entry and a decrease in the account is recorded by a means of credit entry. Students, process of recording flow of cost through cost accounting cycle in the books of original entry, like a journal, that is journal, and then into ledgers accounts can be split into the following 7 steps. Students, the cost accounting cycles is all the transactions which are belong to the cost accounting cycle we can classify into 7 parts, like as acquisition and use of raw material. This is the first part in which we have to deal materials. Second, use of labor, in which we have to use labor like as direct labor, indirect labor, admin salaries and selling salaries here. Third, increments and charge of factory overhead. Fourth is the transfer to cost to finished goods. Fifth is the sales of finished goods. Recording of marketing and administration overhead, and seventh is closing of accounts to income summary. Friends, now dear students, we are moving to explain about set effects with well-made pro forma about the cost accounting cycle in other slide. Student, this is the other slide. In which we explain the main pro forma accounting cycle, students, there are two methods to record the manufacturing accounts. The first method is that when head office and factory are situated at the same place, then the single ledger is maintained. And on the other hand, when head office and factory are situated at different places, a convenient and logical method of maintaining accounts is to divide the accounts into two parts. Control accounts are and subsidiary ledgers that accumulate data relating to manufacturing operation are maintained at factory in a separate ledger called factory ledger or factory office book. These accounts include materials work in process, factory overhead applied and finished goods. However, exact division of accounts depends upon nature of business, operation and policy of management. Two reciprocal accounts titled as factory ledger control and general ledger control are then inserted in general ledger and then factory ledger respectively to keep the two ledgers balance. Given below are entries in general journal form to record the transaction comprising cost accounting cycle. Student, there are two methods which are showing as a when single ledger journal maintained, there is only single book is maintained as a when the office of the factory and factories are situated in the same place, and this is a method when the both units are situated in the different places. At this time, separate general ledger and factory ledger are maintained. Students, we explain about both these methods in separate form. Separately, firstly we have to explain about the single journal is maintained book. Now we move the other slide where is the separate journal ledger, journal is showing. This is the book where single book is used for recording the transaction of the cost accounting cycle here. Student, when single journal is maintained, step 1, the first step is acquisition and use of material. Student, what is the meaning of acquisition and use of material? Firstly, we have to explain it. Materials, also referred to as raw materials or stock, represent an inventory. Materials control account contain summary of transaction relating to materials, and material store ledger cards are maintained for each type of materials to serve as substitute records. Transactions that generally come within step 1 include purchases of materials and return of defective materials to supplier, issue of materials to factory for use in production and returns of unused or excess materials from factory to storeroom. This is a main focus as a acquisition and use of material. Students, at the time of purchase of material, what is the entry will be passed in this single book when purchase of material is occurred. At the time of purchase of raw material, a purchase invoice is received from the vendor. From the vendor means supplier, that serves as source document for journalizing the transaction. A voucher is prepared to verify accuracy of the invoice and to authorize its payment. Then this purchase invoice is journalized in voucher register and discussed. The journal entry in journal form is described as follows. At the time of purchase of material, the transaction which is held in the behalf of purchase of material, the journal entries will be passed as materials control voucher payable. Students, material controls has two subsidiary accounts like as direct material indirect material and shipping expenses. Shipping material. The first entries will be passed in the form of material control is debited and voucher payable account is the credited. Now second entry is return of material to supplier. Before the payment of supplier, about those materials which have been purchased, firstly, then the entry will be reciprocal as the time of return of material to supplier, voucher payable to materials control. This is a reciprocal entry which is belong to the purchase of material. Student third entry will be use of material in production. When the materials sent to production, what is the entry will be passed? The entry has passed in this form: working process control. Working process control means direct material here. FH, factory overhead control, mean the indirect material which is sent to production is debited form, and material account is credit because the material is ongoing to the storeroom and transfer to the production department. So the entry will be passed as working process control for direct material. Factory overhead control is the indirect material and materials control is the credit form. This entry will be passed here. Now at the time of when some material which are not used in the production, which is back to storeroom, the entry will be reciprocal again. Return of unused material from factory, materials control should be credited, and material control should be debited, and working process control and factory overhead control will be credited. This means that the material which is not used in the production is transferred to the storeroom again. Students, these are the entries which are belong to the step 1, acquisition and use of material. Students, now we move the second step, which is use of labor. Recording, the number 1 is recording gross payroll, deduction and net pay. Recording gross payroll, deduction and net pay. Student, labor represents services. It is intangible but can be seen in the form of increased value of raw materials, which are in the first instance converted into work in process and then into finished goods. Initially, total payroll is posted to payroll control account. In contrast of two materials, labor is not acquired and stored before its use in production. Therefore, payroll control is not an inventory account. It is simply a clearing account where total payroll for the pay period is temporarily recorded and then transferred to appropriate accounts. Primary payroll data are accumulated on clock cards and timesheets, which serve as source documents for further processing of labor costs. The entire process of recording labor costs can be split into 4 phases, which are explained below. Recording gross payroll, deduction and net pay. Clock cards, timesheets, piece worksheets, etc. contain necessary data for computation of gross earning. With the help of these source documents, gross earning of each worker is computed. A columnar register called payroll register is maintained to record the earnings. Payroll register contains separate columns for gross earnings, deduction and net pay. Payroll register provides data for preparing pay envelopes of employees. At the same time, it serves as a journal to record gross earning, deduction and net pay. However, the entry is journal form is expressed as follows. Payroll control is the debited form. Against it, income tax withheld, provident fund payable, any other deduction and accrued payroll is credited form. This is the first entry, which is passed in journal in the form of payroll as a debited form. Payroll means all the expenses which are belong to the services against the direct labor cost, indirect labor cost, administration services and selling services, and credited the income tax withheld, provident fund payable any other deduction, and accrued payroll mean the net amount which is paid in the form of cash to the all employees which have provided the service to the industry. Now student, the second entry is prepare payroll voucher and payment. For this purpose, the entry will be passed as accrued payroll is the debit form and voucher payable is the credit form. What is the meaning of voucher payable? A voucher is prepared to authorize payment of accrued payroll, that is total net pay. After approval of the voucher, it is generalized in voucher register. The entry in general form is as follows: accrued payroll as a debit form and voucher payable as a credit form. And finally, the payment is made in the form of cash or bank to the employees of the industry. Then we have to take voucher payable as a debit form, which is firstly in credit form here. Now this is a voucher payable as a credit form or debit form. Against it, the bank account is the credit form. This means that the payment is made to the employees. Now student, this is the second entry. Now we move to third entry as a distribution of payroll. Payroll can be distributed in 4 segments, like as working process control, which is belong to the direct labor cost. FH control is the FH control, which is belong to the indirect labor cost. Marketing overhead control, which is belong to the selling salaries, and admin overhead control is the administration salaries here. Against this, the payroll control is very close in the gross amount, which will be started in first here. Payroll control is here. That amount will be closed here in the form of payroll control account. Student, this is the way of distribute all the gross payroll in different segment. Now fourth is recording employer's liability for contribution. According to statutory regulation and company's policy, employers is also liable to contribute towards various welfare funds. Contribution of employer for both direct and indirect labor is generally considered as indirect labor cost, and it is debited to factory overhead control, whereas employers' contribution on wages and salaries of marketing and administrative staff is debited to marketing overhead control and administration overhead control account respectively. Following entries is passed in general. At the time of employer contribution, in the social fund as a provident fund and welfare fund, then this entries will be passed as factory overhead control is the combination of direct labor cost and indirect labor cost, marketing overhead control, admin overhead control to provident fund. As a these are the debited form: FH control account, marketing overhead control account, admin overhead control account, against the credit form is provident fund payable, social security fund payable. This is the recording employer liability for contribution. Students, now we move to step 3. Step 3, insurance and charge of factory overhead. Students, some expenses which are occurred in the factory which is not belong to the direct labor and direct material which is belong to the factory overhead cost, which is recorded in this way. Factory overhead control is debited against voucher payable is the credited. The voucher payable is included the direct payments which are belong to the factory expenses like as factory rent, utility bills, etc. Prepaid insurance mean debt insurance which are paid in advance and write off at the end of the financial period against factory expenses. Same as allowances for depreciation mean the depreciation which are held in the factory as a plant, as a other equipment which are used in the production. So this entry will pass here in the form of allowances for depreciation. This is the recording actual factory overhead. Factory overhead control is the debit form, voucher payable, prepaid insurance, and allowances for depreciation is credit form. Now student, second entry is student disposing under or overhead, charge of factory overhead to production. Analysis of materials. The acquisitions in the form of materials. The acquisition summary identifies direct materials chargeable to each job or product, and analysis of clock cards, time takers or job takers in the form of labor cost analysis sheet identifies the amount of direct labor chargeable to each job or product. It is for the reason these costs are described as direct, but no such identification is possible in case of factory overhead cost. For example, factory supervisor is getting monthly salary of rupees 6,000 and he is supervising 200 workers. During the month, these workers have worked on 12 different jobs requiring different number of workers, different degrees of supervision and different times for completion. Now it can be imagined how difficult it is to compute the proportions of supervisor's salary applicable to each job. Similarly, it is an uphill task, if not impossible, to calculate how much factory rent, repairs, cleaning, maintenance, lubricating, oils, insurance, depreciation, etc. are applicable to individual jobs. Moreover, most of the factory overhead items represents fixed cost. Unless total production of the accounting year is known, fixed cost per unit of output cannot be determined. For these reasons, charging actual factory overhead to jobs or products becomes impractical and these costs are charged on estimated basis. For this purpose, cost accountants prepare estimates of factory overhead costs before the start of accounting years. This estimated factory overhead cost is then related to a factory overhead absorption oblique application base. Most common base used for applying factory overhead include direct labor cost, direct labor hours, and machine hours. These base selected for applying factory overhead is generally factory overhead cost driver. Cost driver is a measures of activity, the magnitude of which influences the magnitude of total cost of relevant cost object. Factory overhead absorption rate will be calculated as follows. Factory overhead absorption rate is equal to estimated factory overhead divided by estimated labor cost multiple 100. So this is the applied rate against direct labor cost, which is in the form of percentage. At the end of pay period, that may be week, maybe a week, a fortnight, or month, when labor cost distribution sheet is prepared and direct labor cost is posted to job cost sheets or process cost sheets. The amount of applied factory overhead also entered there. At the time of each month, amount of applied factory overhead is total and following journal entries is passed in journal. Students, charged of factory overhead to production. This is entry work in process control, work in process control will be debited and factory overhead applied is credited. Student, this is a way to charge factory overhead in the form of applied here. Number third, disposing under or overhead factory overhead. Then we have to close the factory overhead applied account against the factory overhead control. Then this entry will be passed as factory overhead applied as a debited form and factory overhead control is a credited form to close factory overhead applied account here. Students, when we close the factory overhead applied against the factory overhead control, so then there is a difference between actual factory overhead and the applied factory overhead. Students, now factory overhead control account shows actual factory overhead cost for the year is in debited form. And applied overhead for the year is on the credit form side. Because there is always a difference between actual factory overhead and applied factory overhead. The difference is at least because of normal error of human estimation. If debit side of factory overhead control account is bigger, it represents that applied factory overhead is less than the actual factory overhead, that is under applied factory overhead, whereas a credit balance in factory overhead control accounts represents over applied factory overhead account. Students, if the difference between the actual factory overhead is greater than the applied factory overhead, then it will be the under applied factory overhead, which we should be charged to the two types of cost, like as cost of goods sold and as well as entire production. Now students, underapplied factory overhead is close to cost of goods sold. If the factory overhead control account is greater than the actual factory overhead is greater than the applied factory overhead, then we have to charge more cost in production in the form of cost of goods sold to factory overhead control. When the condition is that this underapplied factory overhead charge only the cost of goods sold. Factor. Now the entry will be passed, cost of goods sold is the debited form and factory overhead control is the credited form at the time of underapplied factory overhead charge. To dispose of under applied balance entry to close of applied balance shall resolve. If the applied factory overhead is greater than the actual factory overhead, then you have to reciprocal this entry like as factory overhead control to cost of goods sold here. In B part, underapplied factory overhead is close to entire production of the period. Working process control. In entire production, there are 4 costs occurred like as working process control ending, free goods control ending, cost of goods sold control ending. So when we charge the underapplied factory overhead in entire production, the entry will be passed as working process control, finished goods control, cost of goods sold control as a debited form, and against it factory overhead control is a credit form. If the applied factory overhead is greater than the actual factory overhead, the entry will be reciprocal here. Now students, we move to the 4th step, transfer of cost of to finished goods of completion of manufacturing process. When the production is completed, and the production converted into finished goods inventory, so the entry will be passed in the as finished goods control as a debited form, working process control as a credit form. We can explain this. Here raw materials are assured to factory, whether conversion costs are applied to convert the raw materials into finished goods. At this stage, all manufacturing costs stand debited to working process control account. Finished goods emerging at the completion of manufacturing process are transferred to the finished goods warehouse. At this time, cost of finished goods is also transferred from working process control account to finished goods control. The entry will be passed as finished goods control to working process control. Students, step 5, sales of finished goods. Sale of finished goods. At the time of sale of finished goods, there are 2 separate entries will be passed as a cost of goods sold control to finished goods. That part of finished goods which are sold in the market, then they will be passed as cost of goods sold control and finished goods control. And the sale there are 2 system is applicable like as cash sales and credit sale. The entry will be passed as cash account in the form of cash sales, accounts receivable in the form of credit sale, and sales control is credit form. credit form. Cash account, accounts receivable as a debit, and sales account is a credit. Now students, the last step 7 is here. Sixth step, recording, marketing and administration overheads. Marketing overhead control and admin overhead control is debited form. Marketing overhead control means all the expenses which are occurred in the marketing are stimulate in marketing overhead control, and admin overhead control mean all the expenses which are occurred in the office which are stimulated as admin factory overhead control here, and it's again salary accounts as a credit form. 7th, closing of accounts to income summary. Number 1, sales control is debited form and income summary is the credit form. Same as all the expenses which are occurred to manufacture our product. Income summary is debit against cost of goods sold credit, marketing expenses credit, furnished goods credit, and admin expenses credit. Students, these are steps which we have to face in the preparation of cost quoting cycle. Students, this is the single general journal in which we have to pass all the relevant entries which are occurred in starting material to last production. Students, I think you are understand about this performer clearly. It is advised from my side that if you learn the given performer in a better way, you can read this performer again and again and write the practice in orally to write this performer in rough pages, so that you can these entries done by heart. Students, if you understand this performer clearly, please subscribe my channel and like it. The other system which are when separate general ledger and factory ledger are maintained, for this performer I will make other video for this. Please, you can also see this video and learn about the performer in the form of head office books and factory office books here. Thanks. Allah Hafiz.